Real quick before I put you guys on break here, one more thing I wanted to do is show you how we recycle some of the information that's already there. For simplicity's sake, the fact that I created this frame and I have a panel that I subtracted from this frame in order to create the void, that means I have a panel that already exists in that space that I can just use for my glazing. So I'm going to borrow mesh colors, copy paste, and then I just need to find that subdivide surface that I recalibrated, right? Those right there. Those are my glazing panels. So if I plug this in, turn that off, and then I just change this color to like a light blue, then that's going to create the glazing for it. Does that make sense? All right, so all I did was add this, guys. That's it. Just that right there. Yeah, yeah.
What the hell?
So I'm going to keep going here and just encapsulate a few of the issues that I just found. So there are two issues that a number of you had. One of them is if your floor-to-floor is not showing the right situation, where you have your package unit somewhere up in the second half, or there's a gap here somewhere. The other one was down here, if your boundary volume wasn't creating valid boundary volumes. Both of them are the same problem. Okay, so the problem is that the order in which you plug them in matters. So let's take a look at this one first, which is creating the solid volume for the actual frames. So hang on, the metaphor that I used. All right, this will do. The metaphor I used was a burger, right? So basically, the thing you're trying to create is a bottom surface and a top surface, known as the bottom bun and the top bun. Then those boundary edges that you created, which are, where's Grasshopper? Go away. Those edges that you created, which are these, right? And then you created your ruled surface. That's the patty within. So that's the connection between the top and bottom surfaces. They have to be plugged in order. You can't create this burger, right, by relating the bottom bun to the top bun without putting the patty in between. So you have to first plug in, and I'm not going to actually re-plug anything right now, but you first plug in one of these sides, right? So that's one of your main faces. Then you have to plug in the ruled surf, which are those edges in between. Then you have to plug in the bottom surface. Otherwise, they won't relate to one another in the order of operations, because it's going to go through the list and it'll take the first one you plugged in and then try to connect it using boundary volume to the second one on the list. And if they're not connected physically to one another, it won't read. So that's the issue there. The other one is back here with the problem if you had a gap in your floor plates. Same issue. What we identified was the two different surfaces that you, or rather the two different sets of surfaces that you arrayed all the way back in the beginning of this exercise. If you plugged in the values below down here first, before you plugged in the original floor plates here, then your surfaces for the second structural package would have been generated first. And therefore your count is going to start from that second structural package and go up, then come back down to the bottom and start over again. So I can come troubleshoot that with any of you guys if you still have that issue anymore. Okay, you have that issue? All right, I'll come check that, but real quick before I even get there, try going to this one, right click and disconnect, and just disconnect all.
Sorry, should probably lock the screen.
You don't have to, but make sure you save it first. It shouldn't be that long to recompute. And then go back in and just make sure you plug in the scaled surfaces first, and then you plug in the move.